Hello, this is Ankit Reddy. Welcome to the .NET course from educators.com, world's best online training tutorial for the leading technologies. In this video, we'll discuss LINQ in .NET with example. So, what is a LINQ? Why should we use LINQ and what are the benefits of using LINQ? Syntax of LINQ, LINQ architecture, we are going to see in this session. A LINQ, what is that LINQ? LINQ stands for Language Integrated Query. Language Integrated Query. So they have taken this L from language, IN from integrated, Q from query. So that LINQ has been formed. Then what LINQ will do is LINQ enables us to query any type of data store, saying that we have one data source as SQL server, another one is XML document, another one is objects in memory, suppose. And if you do not understand this, you just take an example of database, SQL database, DB2 database, Oracle database, whatever it is DB2 or Oracle or SQL or MS Access if you know. Don't worry about these things. These are databases available for the any kind of language array, either C# or VB.NET or Java, whatever it is. So instead of having these things, if you wanted to learn SQL Server syntax, you need to learn SQL syntax when your application is dealing with SQL. Suppose your application is dealing with DB2 or Oracle. Again, you need to learn syntax and commands, how to deal with Oracle and DB2 respectively. So why should we use LINQ and what are the benefits of using LINQ? Let us see that. Suppose if you are developing an application that is being developed, the database is required from SQL Server. Then the developer has to understand ADO.NET code. Let me write what I'm talking. If your application is using a database that is called SQL, suppose. So developer has to understand ADO.NET. In order to communicate with this SQL in .NET, you need to understand ADO.NET. Do not worry about this new term ADO.NET. In coming session, we will learn this. ADO stands for ActiveX Data Objects. Don't worry about now only. ActiveX Data Object. We'll discuss in future classes about ADO.NET. Just listen here. Whenever you wanted to do your application, a database as SQL, then you need to learn about ADO.NET in order to communicate with this SQL. In the same line, if your application is using data from an XML document, you are getting the data from XML document instead of SQL. So then the developer has to understand XSLT and XPath objects. XSLT and XPath queries. If your application is using SQL, you need to understand ADO.NET. If your application is using XML document, you need to understand this XSLT and XPath queries. Then if your application is using instead of SQL or instead of XML documents, object in memory if you are using, then developer has to understand how to work with objects in memory. So what LINQ is doing here is LINQ enables us to work with these different data sources using a similar coding style. So irrespective of the database you are using, SQL or XML document or objects in the memory. So this LINQ enabling us to work with these different data sources using a similar coding. LINQ is enabling us. LINQ enables us to work with different data sources using a similar coding. So that you no need to have to know the syntax specific to the data source. Suppose you no need to worry about SQL and ADO.NET and XSLT, XPath or objects in memory. You no need to worry about each of the things separately. If you learn about how to work with LINQ, then your work will be reduced more than 80%, because all these are similar, not exactly same but similar. If you learn one thing exactly, then remaining things you can learn easily. Suppose as of now you are using SQL as a database, so instead of learning SQL, if you learn LINQ to SQL, then almost all similar to learn LINQ to XML document, LINQ to objection memory. So another benefit of using LINQ is that it provides IntelliSense and compile time error. If you are using LINQ in your application, the benefit is you get IntelliSense. Hope you know that what is IntelliSense. Let me show you that what is that IntelliSense call. Suppose you write C, then it is displaying what and all are there. So this help is called IntelliSense. So with LINQ to, if you use LINQ, you will be getting this advantage, IntelliSense. It provides IntelliSense and compile time error checking. These are the advantages of using LINQ, compile time error checking. What is this compile time error checking again? Suppose you have a console. Instead of writing like this, you forgot to write like this. Small letters all. Then you type like this. So immediately it is showing. This is called compile time error. So with LINQ, if you use, we have a benefit that IntelliSense will be getting, as well as compile time error checking also will be getting. So those are benefits. Then let us see syntax of SQL. What is that? So syntax will be look as similar as, so I will show you here only. From str in strings where str.length is equal to 3. In the previous session we have learnt on generic lambda expressions. In lambda expressions also we are using this LINQ namespace. When we are using that, we should use this using system.LINQ. So these are interrelated, LINQ and lambda expressions. I will take one example. Before that, let us see this LINQ architecture. See here, this is a .NET language integrated query. Whether you are writing your program or code with C#, .NET, VB.NET, or any other language, in between we have a LINQ, .NET language integrated query. So we have this set of data sources. These are all data sources. LINQ to objects, LINQ to XML. This portion is relational database management systems. So again, this is one type of database compared to other databases. So if you learn LINQ, you can work with any of these databases because almost all similar. You don't need to worry about SQL queries and you don't need to worry about dataset queries, whatever it is. If you are using entities also, you don't need to worry about learning entity specific coding. If you learn how to work with LINQ, it is almost as similar to work with all the other data sources. That is the best benefit. Along with, we'll be getting IntelliSense and compile time error checking. Okay, let us take one example with LINQ. I'm taking integer array digits is equals to, take some values, some 2 comma 3 comma 7 comma 8 comma 90 comma 6, then 108. Okay, let us this. I have taken an integer array, that is a digits variable. Now let us see that syntax to use LINQ. Do not forget to use this namespace using system.LINQ, whether you are using lambda expression coding or LINQ coding. Now from n in digits and where n is greater than or equal to 5, suppose if I am using 5, then please select those numbers. That's it. So this is again anonymous, nowhere we declare. Please watch this video on my session lambda expressions before watching this LINQ demo, LINQ session. Then console dot write line numbers greater than or equal to 5 or I'm taking for each I'm taking variable x in num. Then let us display those. Console dot write line of x. Then in order to see the output till we close the console dot read key. That's it. Now what we are expecting is, in this list of numbers, we want to display the numbers which are greater than or equal to 5. Here you can use any expression. This is according to your requirement. Now let us see this. Our requirement is we need to display greater than 5. See here, 7 is greater than 5, 8 is greater than 5, 96, 109. So we are not getting this 2, 3. Suppose you may be thinking that the first numbers are not coming. If I have again a small number which is less than 5, let me take 4 here, and then 4 will be skipped now, even though it is we have added after the digits which is more than 5. So like this we can use LINQ query wherever we want, but important thing is please use this using system.linq namespace, otherwise we cannot work this. See, we are getting a error. We cannot work with this. Could not find implementation of query pattern for source type int where not found. This is not valid if you use this as a comment line. Now it will work. Numbers greater than 5 are 7, 8, 96 and 109. Hope you have learned this LINQ. Let me go back to slide and explain you that what under this. LINQ is language integrated query. You may have different data sources. Data source means a database. For any application we require a database. So instead of learning each database specifically, if you learn LINQ, it is almost all similar to work with different databases. As well as LINQ have IntelliSense and we have compile time error checking. So this is the advantage of using LINQ. So this is the architecture for LINQ. Like this your language will be there. With using LINQ you can connect to any of the databases. And thank you for watching this session. We'll meet again for the next session.